So the current felonious administration, full of criminals, wine bibbers, whore hoppers and whore chasers, liars, felons, and scumbags, says that it is rescinding the executive order that came out yesterday, Wednesday, January 28th, 2025, indicating that they're rescinding it because of the uproar that really it caused. They say it was miscommunication, but fact of the matter is that it happened, and quite honestly, there's no reason to be jumping up and down celebrating because so much is going on each day that is just one more battle and many to come over the next who knows how long. And I say that somewhat, I say that with great concession and hesitation because while there's talk of looking ahead to 2026, in which may have a chance to regain one of the houses of Capitol Hill, there's no telling how much damage will be done before then. And then again, there's no telling will those elections count because of the presence of the richest man on earth and his ability to probably rig the vote count, as what many suspect already that occurred last November. But anyway, I'm going to start off by reading what had come out from the news announcements this afternoon. This is the big one, in which the administration rescinded its executive order. And I'm reading from the Associated Press report, in that it says that it rescinded a directive on Wednesday that froze trillions of dollars in federal grants and loans after the order sparked mass confusion and legal challenges that accused the administration of violating the law. Now, there is probable truth about that because there is a legal term called arbitrary and capricious. And arbitrary and capricious means, in everyday terms, that these people try to do something that was spur of the moment, knee jerk, without any due process. And I'm going to get back to this point though, but how arbitrary and capricious was applied was recently when the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court, the National Automobile Dealers Association, were able to success through the Fifth Circuit Court, which is a favorable place for the right wingers who want to bring suit or try to appeal something, have something overturned. According to a report, they vacated a Federal Trade Commission directive called the Combating Auto Retail Scams. That's the CARS rule, in which the courts said that the Federal Trade Commission violated its own regulations by failing to issue an advance notice of proposed rulemaking before enacting the CARS rule. They contended that the Federal Trade Commission's cost-benefit analysis was arbitrary and capricious. So basically, the Federal Trade Commission did not follow its own due process of having public hearings and public discussion before enacting it, and therefore, the National Automobile Dealers Association, in filing its suit in the Fifth Circuit Federal Fifth Circuit Court in Lubbock, Texas, they sided with them on the count of 2-1. Now, back to this attempt by the administration to pretty much stranglehold the government with blocking trillions of dollars. According to many reports, it was like $3 trillion worth of funding, which would be about 30%, about a good third of federal funding. The order was sent out on Monday night as an attempt to purge the government of what the administration calls woke ideology. So there is this all-out effort to try to pretty much do away with anything progressive, anything socially progressive, anything that stands for decency and fairness. These people are trying to do away with it. They are fully enacting their Project 2025 playbook. And I'll talk about that maybe on this particular segment, but maybe I'll talk about it on a separate one. So 22 attorneys general filed a suit in the District of Columbia, and this directive was blocked by a federal judge. In fact, according to the article, federal judge blocks on Tuesday, yesterday, blocked a push from the administration to pause federal funding while its administration conducts an across-the-board ideological review to uproot progressive initiatives. The order capped the most chaotic day for the U.S. government since the return of this administration, with uncertainty over a crucial financial lifeline causing panic and confusion among states, schools, and organizations that rely on trillions of dollars from Washington. U.S. District Judge Loren AliKhan blocked the funding on the freeze only minutes before it was scheduled to take effect. The administrative stay prompted a lawsuit brought by nonprofit groups that receive federal money that lasts until Monday afternoon. Another court is hearing today to consider the issue, and that's one that was brought on by attorneys general. So, in response, the current administration said that this is not a rescission of federal funding freeze, and that the executive order on federal funding or other executive orders remain in full force in effect and will be rigorously implemented. But here is a final reply by them, and this is where I'm kind of talking about the arbitrary and capricious manner by which they were doing things. A reply, an actual statement that was given by the administration was that in light of the injunction, the Office of Management and Budget has rescinded the memo to end any confusion on federal policy created by the court ruling and dishonest media coverage. The executive order issued by the president on funding reviews remain in full force and effect and will be rigorously implemented by all agencies and departments. This action should effectively end the court case and allow the government to focus on enforcing the administration's orders on controlling federal spending. In the coming weeks and months, more executive action will continue to end the egregious waste of federal funding. Well, it's federal funding that benefits their ideology, but anything that does not benefit their ideology or sides with their ideology, that's what they're looking to get rid of. I mean, I said that there's no reason to celebrate. I don't even think there's reason to breathe a sigh in relief. These people intend on putting forth a all-out full court with a barrage of things to keep people off balance. And this has been discussed in media, depending on where you look. But this is an all-out war that they're waging against you, me, and anybody else who do not agree with them. But here's the funny thing about it, as what's being said. Those of you who voted for this shit, you're being affected, whether you realize it or not. You're being affected as well. And the only time that we'll probably hear from you is when something finally does hit you square in the gut. And when you do, guess who won't be listening? I won't, as well as, at least in my demographic, the 92% won't be listening to you, and sure, damn sure the 80% won't be listening to you. So that's what I have right now to talk about. I'm resuming my commentary on politics and other social matters, at least on this channel. I have another channel by which I have more subscribers, but I'm not going to leverage that visibility with these type of thoughts. This channel, I think, is more suitable. So look for more updates and look for more uploads and contributions on this particular channel.